That's it. Just pop pop. Legal given name. Now that's Jeff Snyder. Find him a Snydog on the Twitter. Don't bother on Instagram. He's not super active there unless you like his family. He likes his family. But
Big
I
fan.
didn't. I didn't like this game. It happened. These games happen. But not a fan of this game. Guys, sound off in the comments. Let us know what you think about the Dodgers offense. I have a feeling this is going to be one of those overreaction Monday type of shows. But your initial thoughts on this loss?
Yeah, I mean, at least they did it quickly. It was what, 2 hours and 15 minutes. So we'll
Huge.
give them that. And yeah, if you're gonna suck, at least suck fast.
Nobody clipped that.
Uh,
At least
um,
out of all of this, out of the suffering we all endured together tonight, we got that. We got that, and you know what? That's worth it. In my opinion, that's worth it. Anyways, continue your sucking.
I don't even remember what I was gonna. No, there wasn't much to like about this. I'm already tired of that Barossa guy in center field. I'm
Dude.
glad he can't hit, or he'd be really annoying. But yeah, the guy was all over the place. Dodgers, it's not really bad luck. It's just good defense. They hit the ball, and that guy just got to everything. And yeah, just one of those days. No run support, and Emmett Sheehan just made a couple bad pitches, and they jumped all over him. Jack Dreyer made a bad pitch to kind of put the game out of reach.
Yeah.
Obviously, Dodgers went down 1-2-3 in the top of the ninth anyway. But who knows what would happen if they're only down by one run. But Dreyer's back and gave up a bomb. So yeah, as Joe Davis said near the end of the game, the D-backs are 27th in the big leagues in home runs, and they won by hitting 3 home runs tonight. So
Yeah.
that's because stupid things happen in baseball sometimes.
It's how baseball works, guys. Every once in a while, you got a team who might just beat you on that night, and I don't think it's because the Diamondbacks are better. I don't think it's because the Dodgers are bad. I think it just sort of happened. Dodgers had their chances. They got some hits in this game. As it says, the bats kind of went cold. I don't know if it's more so the bats going cold, or Eduardo Rodriguez, former one-time Dodger for a few seconds, if he was just kind of good at carving them up tonight. We've seen him be good at times against the Dodgers. We've also seen the Dodgers take it to him in the past. You mentioned the defense. Andy Pajes was robbed a couple of times there with some little help from Eduardo's friend. And one of those drops, it's a different sort of story. It's a different kind of ball game. Maybe you're able to chase Erod early, but that was not the case today.
Yeah. And yeah, they did get his pitch count up, but not quite up enough to get him out super early. So yeah, like I said, we didn't face the underbelly of the bullpen. And the game was close enough that the D-backs kind of went for it, used some good relievers, and it paid off.
Yeah.
It would have been really nice to get Erod out of the game an inning or two sooner. That's always nice at the beginning of a series to get into the bullpen early. Didn't happen. He is having a very good season.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. Like, this isn't the Eduardo Rodriguez of the last 2 years who was just terrible. He remembered how to be a good pitcher, and he was pitching well tonight. Like, that changeup is a very, very good pitch. Plays off his other pitches really well, and yeah, it's like I'm not going to say it's just one game because that gets overused.
What?
You know,
I mean,
but
sometimes.
I mean, we can all think it really loud because. Yeah, they've now won 12 of their last 16, something like that. So,
Yes, I think so. I think that's the number.
that's still good.
Yeah. Yeah, Diamondbacks, listen, they are, I thought they would be better than their initial record, than the first month and change of the season was indicating by the record, and they are a little bit better. It's funny to see old man Nolan Arenado take Sheehan deep there. I had texted you jokingly. I can't wait to look in the Discord and see who is in there saying that Dave Roberts punted the game by leaving Sheehan in, even though he had only thrown, I think, 80 some odd pitches when he gave up that homer, or 90 pitches when he gave up the homer to Arenado. And Arenado did an Arenado thing. He was once a very good baseball player. He's actually been a lot better of recent vintage for there. And I don't want to make this a glazing the Diamondbacks kind of show or start the show, but I thought they would be a pretty good team, some team in probably like the top 7 in the National League Not even not 6. I wouldn't go as high as 6, but top 7 in the National League that could give the Dodgers a little bit of run for their money if some things went their way. Their rotation's been decent at times. They got some guys who are kind of underperforming and figuring some things out. And Tony Lovello is a good manager, and he's going to try to get the most out of those dudes. And they got us tonight. That's about it.
Yeah, you got a little too specific with your non-specificity. So, because you said they're top 7 but not top 6, which means they are the 7th best team in the National League. That's just 7th best. Nobody worse.
Because I was leaving a little bit of.
I know you were.
And what are you going to do next Sunday to celebrate? That is the 6th month and 7th day. I might just leave
you and Speaks to do the show without me. I did find out today I have to work early that next morning, the Monday morning. So yeah, well, we'll see. It depends on what time the show is, but I'll definitely. If I'm here, I'll just get annoyed at year 6, 7 stuff.
Maybe I won't even do it. Maybe I won't. Maybe I won't give you the satisfaction of being annoyed. Again, if you guys are feeling annoyed about this game, sound off. We're here for a little bit of therapy if needed. Going back to what you had kind of said about it's just one game being overused. I don't even feel like it, honestly, this game deserves that because it's just one game. Every game is just one game, but I don't feel any sort of anger or annoyance at the team for this loss. They had some base runners. Shohei had 3 hits. The last one gets immediately not picked off, but doubled up there on Andy Pages's double play. I guess grounds
Freddie
into a
Freeman,
double play.
wasn't it?
But no, I thought it was Pages. I thought it was right after him.
I thought Pages hit a lazy fly out, and then
that's right. It was Freddie.
Then my bad. Freeman hitting the double play.
Who watched this game? Come on, what do you? Yeah, you pretending here?
And obviously, I mean, there's Dodger fans who are angry even after they win. So obviously, there's a lot of people who are really mad about this. I definitely, I'm not going to tell people how to act. I personally don't allow myself to get mad about wins this early in the regular season, or about losses. I mean, especially when it's their 4th loss in the last 2.5 weeks. It's they're playing really well right now. They're leading the National League West all the way down to 5 games now after this loss. You know what? There's 3 more, and come out and beat the Diamondbacks 3 times, and we can talk about another series win. And we've seen in the very recent past, losing the first game of a series, still winning the series. It is possible. It can be done, and the Dodgers have done it a few times. Yeah, I don't feel as bad about this one as I did after that Padres loss, even though I don't think I felt bad. That one I was more annoyed for sure. But getting into the chat here, let's see what we got here. Mind Trippin' said, no, we lost it because of us. The defense, definitely, the D-backs defense helped out a little bit there. Erod was also, I wouldn't say dealing. He did only strike out 3, but he... As I said at the top, to frustrate people, he was just a little more gooder than Emmett Sheehan tonight, and that's just how it happened to crumble today. We got $4.99 from our friend Francisco in the form of a super chat. It says, nothing screams Los Angeles Dodgers more than a dominant month of baseball being followed by playing down to their opponent's level. Turn the page tomorrow. And, we always appreciate Super Chat and everybody's opinion there. Again, the outside of that sweep by the Mariners, D-backs have been playing great. They've been playing a lot better baseball. Granted, it's been a lot against the Rockies, been a lot against the Giants, 2 teams that are breaking news, very bad. But sometimes, sometimes you win baseball games, I guess. That's kind of how it goes. Yeah, I like Francisco. Always appreciate super chats. I disagree with him a lot on that one. I think the idea of playing down to the competition is easy narrative, and like most easy narratives, it's not correct. But and maybe this is just for Richie, so he sees that I disagree with other people's super chats sometimes too. But he'll still memory hold that and still whine and think it's only him.
Hey, leave Richie alone.
Even on a Francisco super chat, I can find a way to criticize Richie.
You need to have more mental toughness, all right, to not think about Richie so much. Got some friends in the chat here. Judy is saying D-backs always play us hard. Yeah, I mean they're good. They're a good baseball team. They're a well-run team to a degree, of course. More so in the management, like in their manager, in Torey Lovello. I like him. He's a good dude. He can. I think he could steer. He could steer that ship. I'm trying to find a way without all of the oars, or with a broken rudder or something like that. Like, he doesn't have the most talent there, but he's pretty decent.
I'm not a super nautical guy, so I can't help you.
Nautical boy. Cole by Cole saying not angry, just disappointed, and that's kind of how it goes. The Mind Tripping's asking who's angry when they win. It happens, man. Some angry people out there.
Yeah, I won't name them, but you can find them in this very chat.
All right, let's look at the Emmett Sheehan side of things, because it was a positive start there, and he's had a lot of ups, a couple of downs this season so far, but 6 1/3 to only give up the 2 earned runs on 2 solo homers, no walks. You'd like to see a little bit more punch out of Emmett, of course, but a lot to like here as somebody who just a little over 24 hours ago, we were saying we would rather see River Ryan over him. And I'm not saying that this start changes anything. And I am not even saying that me wanting to see River Ryan has anything to do with Emmett Sheehan at all, or him being good or him being bad. I just want to see River Ryan because he's an exciting pitcher. But as it says on the screen, Emmett Sheehan, he did his part tonight. Dodgers just didn't score. But what'd you like about Sheehan?
Yeah, it was interesting. He was really efficient until the last couple innings he pitched. Then he started throwing a little more pitches, and obviously gave up the couple home runs. That was the big pain. I mean, it was looking like he might get through 8 innings early in the game, and then the thought was, I wish the Dodgers would score more runs because this game is way too close, and it was way too close because then some 3-foot-tall kid hit his first career home run, and then some guy who hasn't been good in 35 years hit a home run, and that's all it took to blow up the game. And this is one of those games where if the offense does better, then we're just talking about Emmett Sheehan pitched great, got through 7 innings, just gave up a couple meaningless home runs, but because the offense didn't do their job, I mean, Emmett Sheehan's a losing pitcher, and he didn't get through 7 innings because they pulled him after the second homer. If they're up 6-2 at that point, they probably let him stay in and finish the 7th inning, and he can leave on a high note and feel good about his outing.
Yeah.
That didn't happen, but it all goes together, which is one of the reasons why, as much as Clint loves pitcher wins, they're not always reflective of the quality of a game. Emmett Sheehan pitched well. It wasn't perfect,
especially,
but he pitched well enough to win.
Especially pitcher losses. Let's be fair, because he gets the loss for this game. Probably didn't necessarily deserve it, but wins you can earn at least by staying in the game.
He could have pitched exactly the same and got the win if the offense had shown up. And so
that's science.
Yeah, science and math. Call it physics.
Hey, BC, our resident stats guy. That's what we're going with. Says Shohei's OPS is finally back over 900. We're happy getting Shohei on the happy side of 900, closer to where he should be. He'll finish his season somewhere with an OPS over 1,000. It's Shohei Ohtani. This is what he does. He'll probably have an ERA around like 1.5 to end the season as well, and he will win an MVP and will feel he was snubbed for a Cy Young award, but there are probably other guys who are going to be more deserving by the time the season is over. I saw bad beats in the chat. Less about the content of it, but more about a way to talk about Jack Dreyer and the bullpen. But bad beats saying if we had swept the Phillies like we were supposed to, you'd feel a lot better. They would feel a lot better about this loss tonight. And I think I said entering that Philly series, I want to see a sweep. I need to see a sweep. It's hard to sweep. They could have swept had Tommy Edman not thrown one really, really bad pitch. Didn't have his best command and threw a very hittable pitch that went out for a 3-run homer. But we're looking at 3-run homer there. then
Did you say Tommy Edman threw a bad pitch? Like I spaced
Tanner,
out.
Tanner Scott.
I'm almost positive you didn't say Tanner Scott. I think you
If
said
I
Tommy
did,
Edman.
I don't know. If listen, if I said Tommy Edman, we are as lax as the Dodgers offense tonight. Our brains are
We're just paying tribute
locked in
to the Dodgers offense here.
What I need to do is I need to fire my Rob Van Scoyac for if I said the wrong name there.
We're podcasting down to our competition.
But yeah, talking about getting into Jack Dreyer, he comes back from the IL yesterday, does not pitches in this game, gives up the 2-run homer to Ketel Marte, and all of a sudden the bullpen, those vaunted bullpen dogs or whatever we're calling them, the guys, the Cactus crew, struggling a little bit, I guess we could say. I don't think this is really struggle, but not a solid stretch of 3 games. Anything to worry about?
No, not until it lasts a lot longer than this. This did. I remember a few weeks ago when I think it was before we were calling it the Cactus Crew and the Confidence Cactus, and Speaks and I were doing a show, and he asked me, he wanted me to rank the relievers, and so and he was a little bit surprised that I took a while to answer how confident I was in Jack Dreyer, and Speaks was a lot more of a Dreyer fan than I was, and for me it comes down to I like Dreyer. He's been very good. But his stuff, I never feel like, oh, sweet, game's over when he comes in the game. The stuff isn't dominant enough for me to feel that confidence. Now, most of the time, he gets the job done, and I'm wrong to not feel confident. But this game kind of underscored why it's just like he doesn't have the huge strikeout stuff. It's just, yeah, he's good and he's effective and almost always gets outs, but nothing about him excites me, and that's kind of the same conversation we were having last night, I guess, with why I like River Ryan is because his stuff excites me, And
I was definitely gonna say that there's doesn't mean Jack Dreyer isn't good, but he's still one of those guys where you're watching him and like some you're probably outperforming what you.
And
should
this
be
was
doing.
Just a bad pitch, It's not, I think he's going to be fine. I think he will go back to surprising me by being really effective every time he pitches. But yeah, for tonight, it was like, yeah, all right. And honestly, like I said, offense didn't show up. So it wasn't really on Dreyer either. This game was on the offense because when you score 1 run, you're almost never going to win.
We got Empire Jeff TV in the chat saying Sheehan with the quality start, the Pen with the non-quality finish, offense left at baggage claim. And that's kind of what it felt like with this one. We're going to be back. We're going to talk more about this particular baseball game. But first, I want to tell you guys about a new sponsor here. We appreciate having a new sponsor around here. And don't forget, you are muted, sir, before we get back into this. At least I assume you are still muted.
Yes, I was, but now I'm not.
I got you. I'm a professional here. And not a whole lot really like regarding this game. Like, it was a loss. Tomorrow is a different baseball game in which we get to see Eric Lauer. So if you're looking for the sweep, or if you're looking, sorry, not the sweep, if you're looking to not get swept, this is a 4-game series. So I think somebody was saying like you're hoping for a split in this series. I don't know. I'm trying to not be negative here, but Dodgers definitely aren't favorites. I wasn't even going to go to this. I have the FanDuel page open right now to look at because I forgot who was starting tomorrow. So I'll pop this on the screen here. If we were talking last night about super tight odds over on FanDuel, Eric Lauer and the Dodgers at -118 favorites, and Mike Soroka and the D-backs at +100. That feels tight. That feels quite close.
Yeah, that's as close as it's been this year, I think. Soroka has had kind of a resurgence in his career the last year and a half or so. Really, as a reliever with the White Sox, I remember, wasn't it him who came in a game against the Dodgers in relief and struck out like 8 in 3 innings in relief? Does that sound familiar?
I think so.
Let's see his 2024 game logs, because I know it was on the White Sox. And he came in against the Dodgers, only 7 strikeouts in 3 innings. I was so wrong. But yeah, just came in and kind of dominated. And that was When he came into that game, his ERA was 5.75 that year. But from that was the second game of a really good end to that season. And since then, he's just kind of gotten better and better.
Yeah.
And he's having a pretty good season for the D-backs this year. He's got a 3.25 ERA. His FIP is even better, 2.85. He's striking guys out at a decent clip, hardly giving up any home runs. That's the thing. His home run rate is like half of his career rate. And so will he keep that up? I don't know. But yeah, when you lose the first game of a 4-game series, it's almost hard to expect a series win, because that means you're sweeping the next 3 games. And so you're kind of almost playing for a split now. If you can win 2 out of the next 3, call it good. Obviously, the Dodgers are going to be favored in all 3 games. They are the better team. But even when you're the better team, it's hard to win 3 in a row, especially when, the D-backs, like you said, they are a good team. They're not this isn't the Rockies. This is the D-backs.
And Eric Lauer was DFA'd by a team that pretty badly needed starting pitching. Like, they had a whole bunch of rotation injuries. So, I before the game, Dave had mentioned, and by the way, shout out FanDuel for being a presenting sponsor here on All Dodgers. But Dave was talking about how the bottom 3 in the starting rotation is raising the floor of the starting rotation, and Roki being a lot better. If he is considered the number 4 guy, he's been a lot better over the last month. We talked about that as well last night. Good episode last night if you guys missed it. But he has an ERA somewhere around like 3 over the last month and change. And then Sheehan, good, not great, like perfectly serviceable. And then you have Eric Lauer, who's sort of the wild card in that he's not good or great or maybe even serviceable, but he's a healthy arm that they're plugging in right now until they decide to maybe pull that River Ryan lever. But Dave doing Dave things, talking about raising the floor, saying positive things, all that kind of stuff. Hopefully Eric Lauer sees it and he feels good about himself and he goes out there, throws an E-Rod type of gem against the D-backs.
Yeah, he pitched really well in his last start, but now he faces a major league team in this one, and we'll see how it goes. I wish I was more confident in Eric Lauer.
That's what's hard. It's really, I'm trying to feign some version of being positive about it and feeling like we would. It's the Los Angeles Dodgers. 100% they have a chance to win a baseball game tomorrow. But you got Eric Lauer, and Mike Soroka has been as good as he has been back in a starting rotation again for the first time, what feels like forever. I think he did it last year as well, though, with Washington, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember. If you had a different starting pitcher in there, if you had a River Ryan in there, or literally just about anybody else that's currently healthy on that 40-man or on the 26-man, you'd feel a little bit better than Eric Lauer. But, hey, is what we got, and it's June, and we can't tell you a day or two ago to not worry about May, and then all of a sudden worry about June.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to worry until it's September and the division's close, or it's October and the games really matter. That's when I'll start worrying. Until then, I'm just going to enjoy baseball, even when it's unenjoyable. At least it was unenjoyable and short tonight. Just like me in the bedroom, baby.
That help?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Perfect. Speaking of perfect, just for you, for all of us, really, Richie is here, $4.99 on the super chat button machine here. Appreciate Richie. Or Richard from Dover, asking Sheehan to protect a 1-run lead is like depending on Jeff to be positive towards me in the chat. Second inning did us in. Hashtag save Saturday voicemails. Well, I guess it's hashtag save Saturday, and then it's just voicemails at the end.
So I'm not familiar with it. Is Jeff Spiegel pretty mean to that guy? Is that what he's talking about? I don't know.
No, from what I've seen,
Speaks isn't on the show tonight. So
from what I've seen, Speaks is supposed to be real mean to you or something like that. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing about that.
Yeah, you know how it goes.
It's rough.
Yeah. Well, don't be a dummy.
I try.
Specifically to you. Let's see. Diane is also in the chat, and I like Diane's point. Guys, smash the like button for me and for the Jeff here, all of the Jeffs really, and even Kevin. I was gonna hit up Kevin for this show, then I got busy and I forgot to, but I'm glad I saved him from having to deal with like staying up a little bit later his time and watching that game, but he'd still appreciate the like if you guys would not mind. A couple other things around this game, because again, I don't have very much else to add, but stuff that happened actually yesterday. We didn't talk about it because we had too many other good exciting things going on during the show. Brusdar Graterol undergoes potentially likely season-ending back surgery. Posted all over his social media. They have not said what went wrong, but the way he's been posting and the way, in particular, team people, like social media people that he's real tight with, Sujo, Alex Perez, so on, a couple of those people, like you would think he's dying. I don't know exactly what the back issue was, but it was bad enough to necessitate surgery, and it's bad enough for him to be posting a whole lot. We've talked a lot about Brusdar in the past, in the idea like, hey, if he comes back, it'll just be a nice surprise. Do not anticipate Brusdar coming back, and that was before he had a back issue and injury and surgery. I guess just some thoughts about Brusdar. We haven't hit our Brusdar quota in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, his Dodgers career is probably done. He's a free agent at the end of this year. I guess one thing that might be telling is if the Dodgers do, if it's not career ending, if they're confident that he'll be able to come back, I could see them signing him to a 1-year extension soon for a pretty low dollar amount, just, so he doesn't have to worry about free agency coming off surgery. They can, it could be a fit if they think there's a chance he might pitch next year. But the fact is he's thrown 7 innings in the last 3 seasons now.
Yeah. And I think 4 or 5 or something in that 24 postseason. Not very much. He has not thrown a whole lot. He found a way to be useful. 2 1/3. For sure.
So yeah,
2 1/3. Okay.
9 2/3 innings in the last, by the time this season ends, 3 seasons. Which means he's not going to be in demand in free agency. And so if they think he might come back, it would make sense to say, yeah, let's sign a 1-year, $1 million contract extension. Just so you've got a job next year if you do get healthy. And we'll see how it goes. But also, that just eats up a 40-man roster spot all offseason if they do that. And so it might make more sense to just wait and see how the recovery goes. It's a bummer. Brusdar is a very likable guy. He's got, I always remember the day that his mom was at the stadium and how emotional that was.
Yeah.
I even remember being at the game. I was at the game when it must have been in 2024. Didn't he came back and he immediately got hurt, right? Yeah. Pitched a game in August 6th.
I think hamstring or something like that.
Against the Phillies. And a third of an inning and then walked off the field and crap. And then, we were all surprised he was back, about a month later and did pitch a little bit in the postseason. But, I love Brusdar Graterol. He is a genuinely likable player who you want to succeed. But, I mean, he hasn't contributed to the Dodgers in 3 years now. And so it's from a baseball standpoint, this is almost a non-story. It's Brusdar Graterol still isn't on the team? Okay. It's I think the reason... It's a dog bites man story,
Yeah, it sucks. The reason we care, the reason fans would care so much is, well, one, we entered the season with the expectation, or entered spring training with the expectations and hope that he could be a factor. That that rug was quickly pulled out from under us, but you're holding on to that Brusdar of the past. You're thinking back to him blowing Manny kisses and, making Manny also look foolish, on the mound in different ways. He threw 100 miles an hour with ease, and that is usually pretty good in the bullpen. So not having him around, just him and being also a vibes guy and the smile and all that kind of stuff, it sucks. You want that back. It's you want your friend back more than you want your coworker back in a way. I don't know, weird way of trying to piece that together. But
the blowing Manny kisses thing always makes me laugh because what Brusdar actually did on that play was give up a home run to Fernando Tatis. and Cody Bellinger just happened to rob it. So it's like, and Bruce starts like, yeah, I did it. Got my guy. So
it worked. He threw his hat. Manny got all Manny about it, and that's why he doesn't have a head at your office, away from your office. Getting back into the chat, $1.99 from Richie in the chat. Appreciate you. Says Jeff Snyder / Tucker giving me Conforto vibes. Apparently now he's just trying to be mean to you. He's attacking you, calling you World Series champion Michael Conforto, and also technically 2021 World Series champion Kyle Tucker, who's 2022, who's making $60 million this year. That's right. Freddie Freeman's Braves were 2021.
Yeah, I don't understand what the punctuation's doing in that super chat, but we appreciate the $1.99. I saw somebody else in the chat talk about how terrible the Dodgers are with runners in scoring position. I just want to point out there are 24 major league teams that are terribler than them. Dodgers are sixth best in baseball with runners in scoring position. They were terrible tonight with runners in scoring position. They did get a double with the runners in scoring position that didn't score a run, but that run eventually scored. Tonight they weren't good, but overall they are good with runners in scoring position. And so that's why people end up saying things like it's just one night, when people draw big conclusions from one game and the conclusions are demonstrably incorrect.
Walter Little is saying, once again, RISP, words, I should have said RISP, means runners in stranded position for the Dodgers. You get it? Do you get it?
I get it. Yeah.
I like it. Yeah. It's that kind of night where I could like that, because at least it was, it had some creativity. It had a hair of creativity. Alexander Rose tells you guys to subscribe on YouTube, hit that notification bell so you get notifications for when we go live. We are live just about most nights. We will talk a little bit more here on this show, but I gotta pay some more bills as well. The cat is also very angry in the hallway. I don't know why. I already fed you, bro.
Good job.
Proud of me.
Yeah, nailed it. Yeah, I'm looking at our viewer count, and it's like, obviously there's a ton of people here. We appreciate it. Not as big as usual. And it feels to me like this game wasn't even interesting enough to get people mad enough to go watch. This is the kind of game, like, it ends and you're like, all right, I'm done with the Dodgers for the night. Not because you're angry, just because, like, all right, well, I'm sure that whatever's on TV is better, or whatever in my eyelids are better if I want to go to bed. It's just, there's just not, like, it doesn't. You joke sometimes that the losses are sometimes really good shows because people are here and they're all fired up. And there are some people in the chat who are fired up, mostly at Kyle Tucker, I guess, but
it depends on the loss. It's got to be a good, like I said last night, you get yourself a good old school, old fashioned Kenley Jansen loss late in the game. You get a loss late in the game that really puts angry butts in the seat. But when it's
this wasn't even a quality blown lead.
Yeah.
Like Tanner Scott's home run the other night, that was a quality blown lead. That was the kind of thing that'll get people fired up. This one, it's just, some dude hit his first career homer, and then later some other guy hit a home run, and and then the Dodgers kept not scoring.
Yeah, here. Tonight's game sucked. That's what it was. You're getting into talking about Tanner Scott. I am seeing people in the chat definitely slamming Tanner Scott, definitely slamming Mookie Betts, and a lot could be said about both of those. I think
Tanner Scott or Kyle Tucker.
Kyle Tucker. Damn it! Listen,
all right.
That was the name.
So now you just need to refer to Tommy Edman as Kyle Tucker, and then we've completed the circle.
Okay, there it is. So, anyways, Tommy Edman. The Kyle Tucker and the Mookie Betts getting some hate in there. I don't know if it's deserved hate, but you got a 1 for 4 out of Mookie tonight. Couple more pop-ups on the infield with runners in scoring position, and then Kyle Tucker another 0 for 3. You got Mookie hitting under 200, 196 on the season. Kyle Tucker hitting 238, making a lot of money to do so. Tanner Tucker says BC in the chat. Hey, honestly, Kyle Tucker right now, a little bit like 2025 Tanner Scott, in that, like, okay, we're waiting for the good version that we thought we had. And we keep hearing about, oh, he's finding something. They're working on something. He's taking BP on the field. Tuck kind of sucks right now.
He had 2 hits yesterday, so it's like, if he has 2 hits tomorrow, 2 hits the next day, then this game is the blip in the middle of his resurgence. Tucker's a good hitter. He's going to start hitting at some point. Maybe he already has, and we just don't know it.
If he doesn't.
But what if he doesn't? Yeah,
what if he is another Michael Tucker kind of season?
Michael Conforto. Michael Tucker has been retired for a while and never played for the Dodgers.
If you can't tell, my brain isn't all there. All right, it's a bad brain night.
Maybe trying to do first names and last names is a problem. Maybe you just need to go with,
Mother Tucker. Hey, listen, maybe Michael Boyer's about me here. Not good today because brain not good today. But we're trying our best, and we appreciate you guys helping keep me honest. Anyways, What do you thought about Michael Tucker?
He played for the Royals and the Braves, maybe?
Wasn't he also a Houston Astro? I feel like I could recall him in the Houston
Are you
Astro.
thinking of Michael Brantley?
I could have sworn that was also. Well, it's a good thing we're
Michael
both.
Michael Tucker played for the Royals and the Braves, never played for the Astros. Royals, Braves, Reds, Cubs, back to the Royals, to the Giants, the Phillies, and the Mets. So played for basically every team except the Astros. Is that what you meant?
Yeah, exactly. Definitely. That's where I thought of the Astros. Now, I don't know why. I recall him playing a lot sooner than having retired in 2006. But anyways, Bad Beat says Clint needs an IQ bar. I did not. I had filled my water and then I drank it and I never added my IQ mix. Shame.
Michael Tucker debuted in the major leagues when I was still in high school. That's how long ago that was.
Oh, can't wait to go to high school. There's your often weekly Adam Sandler movie reference. Your Waterboy, not Waterboy. God,
that was Billy Madison, right?
You almost said Tommy Boy at least.
Yeah. Well, Chris Farley is in Billy Madison. That Veronica Vaughn is one piece of ace. I know from experience, dude. If you know what I mean.
No, you don't. Well, no.
You imagine what it'd be like if we did. This is not me, but the guy I know.
Caesar's got it right here. I need whiskey. I have not replaced my office bottle, and that's
is that your problem? You're too sober right now.
That's
why you can't say words good.
This game. Well, I mean, there's so much on my plate this week as well, and I'm trying to take off on vacation on Thursday. Alexander asking Clint, "Are you okay today?" Not really, man. Not really. I'm not exceptionally, and the Dodger game didn't necessarily help. At least I'm saying the team right. Got that going for me. It's a bad brain day. They happen, Dodgers had one apparently as well. I put all my effort into the other show, Will Smith had that. We had him on, and that was a lot to make sure it got facilitated.
How'd that go?
It was good. You should watch it sometime. Yeah.
I don't know. I've got a job.
Let's put it on the background. Don't you pay yourself? Anyways, you got anything else to add about this? Tucker, you're saying he'll be fine. No, I believe he'll be fine. I think
Tucker's going to be fine. And
wait, Michael or Kyle?
Michael is.
He's still alive.
I'm sure he's 54. Still alive. I'm sure he's doing well.
Coming up on his 55th birthday this month.
That's exciting. So he's almost exactly 6 years older than me.
Oof.
I bet he doesn't have as much gray hair as I do.
Well, the photo they use on Baseball Reference, it's not recent.
Yeah,
it's not.
A little bit young there. Yep.
Yeah.
No, I got nothing more to say about Kyle Tucker either. I think he's going to. Be fine. Maybe not ever as good as people want him to be because he is being paid more than anybody else in baseball, and so there are some people who would never be satisfied. Much like Alexander Hamilton in the famous Broadway musical Hamilton.
Oh, they're gonna say in the chat.
No, but I think he's going to help the Dodgers win some games this year, and I think he's going to help them win some games in October, and that's all that really matters to me.
Yeah, that's all that should matter. I guess if you don't have anything else, people don't have a whole lot in the chat. I think we've therapized enough, which is not a word, and we've watched my brain slowly deteriorate or quickly deteriorate. At least I mostly did the ad reads well enough, so I'll give myself the clap for that. Court is jumping in, asking, how's the therapy going? all right, we're here.
Yeah.
Dodgers are going to win tomorrow. Hopefully, maybe. They need to start scoring some runs tomorrow early. Get some runners in scoring position. Drive them in. Make the people happy.
I found a picture of Michael Tucker from 7 years ago. So he would have been a year younger than I am right now.
Yeah.
He definitely looks a lot younger than I do. So, yeah, he's definitely aging more gracefully than I am. Believe it or not, a world-class athlete is aging more gracefully than the guy who hit 300 pounds as a junior in high school.